live, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. And gotta make sure I got the right mic on. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary pals and gals. We are diving in to our impressions of the Battlefield 6 beta. And is Battlefield 6 what the industry needs? Will it meet the unreal expectations that EA has laid out? Here to figure it out with me is the one, the only, the Husky Hokage. How are you, Marcus?
I'm good, Nathan. I'm excited for this conversation we're about to have. But I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm just peachy freaking keen, man. I'll go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Apologize. I'm all out of swords. So today, okay. The Gamer Social Club is a place where gamers from all around the world come and share their love for video games together in a positive environment. Our goal is to give gamers a platform to share their experiences and to add to the conversation in the games industry, to give more gamers a sense of community, and to bring a little more happiness into your life. The Gamer Social Club started out as a book club for gamers, and it is still going strong. So please join us in the Discord link below as we talk about all sorts of games. We are currently talking about, usually Fraser covers this, and I can't really remember what we're playing right. Oh, we've been playing Symphonia. Yeah. I can't remember. There's something after that. Like, there's like a little tagline. Symphonia is something. But yeah, it's a platformer. It's giving Steve a seizure every week. So people in the Discord are having some fun with that. And yeah, then we also just generally talk about all the games we're playing right now. I know Carrie's playing Shadows. I know we've got I've been playing all sorts of things. So then also the Gamer Social Club is based around 3 pillars. We keep your news rumor free, which is ironic because today we'll be getting into a little bit of rumory topics. But we keep your news rumor free. We finish every game. We make sure to roll credits and experience 100% of the game or as much of that game as possible before we review it. And then the third pillar is we are just gamers. We are not journalists. We are not professionals. We're just out here loving games with you guys and talking about games. So with that being said, Marcus, what have you been up to, man? What have you been playing lately?
Man, listen. So this week has been the past few weeks for me have been just astoundingly busy. So
Yeah.
haven't got much gameplay in lately. Um, but when I did get a chance, still trying to make my way through Death Stranding. Just the first one. So I just ended episode 5, which was the episode about Mama.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go into more details than that, but
I
I
have
just
no
ended that
idea.
episode. Well, I just ended that episode. And I'm trying to go back in there. I mean, listen. I was shocked to find out I'm enjoying this game so much. I'm
Yeah.
like close to 30 hours in, and I'm having a really good time with it. I'm enjoying the story, everything that comes with it. Man, this is actually my first uh, Hideo Kojima game. Like I've never played
Oh, really?
any other Metal Gear stuff. Yeah, this is this
Okay.
is this is my first one. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm really really loving Death Stranding 1. So I'm gonna definitely play 2 once I finish this and roll credits.
Yeah.
But outside of that, still playing college football. We
Mm.
just got Madden just came out, and I have it downloaded. I've had it downloaded for a minute, just have not had time to play it. And I'll get into that in a second. And I've also done then I dipped my toe in and out of the Battlefield 6 beta. So I've been playing. I played some last weekend. I actually got a chance to play a little bit before I jumped in with you today. But that's on the gaming side. Now, personal life has been real super hectic. So I
Yeah.
have 3 kids, 3 boys, and everybody's playing football. So it's the time of year. Back to school started. My oldest and my youngest are playing flag football, and my middle is playing tackle football. and I am a coach on the football team. So I'm not. I went from coaching soccer to now I'm coaching football, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
He's enjoying. I'm glad because I make sure I was asking him if he's enjoying it. We haven't had our first game. We've had a scrimmage game, but we haven't had an actual full game yet. But he's enjoying it, and I made sure to ask him that we were leaving practice. Just I said, "Are you still liking it?" Because I always like to check. Hey, are you still liking it? You still, because he was a little worried. Well, when we first, because we played flag last year,
Yeah.
and he really enjoyed flag. And I was like, okay, well, you want to try tackle? Because he's big on. He's my middle son is the one that like he loves to wrestle and horse, not horseplay, but like house rough house and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he loves that. He loves the contact. So and got out there, put him on some pads, and he's been really surprising. I was shocked just to see some of the stuff he does out there, man. So I'm enjoying out there, and I'm enjoying being out there with the other kids as well. I coach the linemen, so I we have a we only got like 19 kids on the team, so a lot of our kids have to play both ways, but it's just the being out there with the kids and just doing everything, man. I enjoy it. I'm having a
Yeah.
good time. He's having a good time, but I am. They wear me out. Like I'm so tired.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Like two kids, my limit, and like then you do add two, more than two. I'm like, nah, I'm out of here. My wife was like, she did daycare. She also coached soccer there for a little bit. I mm, I don't know, man. I was a youth pastor there for a little while, so like hurting kids and directing them, that's one thing. I could do that part. At least like they were teenagers and like you could kind of like somewhat expect a level of maturity, but whew, yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. It's rough.
Listen, my wife is a kindergarten teacher, so she deals with it as well. But being at with them with being on the football field is a little different because
Yeah.
you get some of them they'll like you can see some of them they'll like kind of like if they're hurt or something's wrong, they're tired, they'll fight through. And we got a
Yeah.
couple of them that just be like, Coach, I can't, I can't, Coach. I need my head hurting, Coach. Okay. And with it being weather, hot, stuff like that, it's like, hey, we won't take any chances. I think some of them are just kind of using that as an excuse to go sit down. But once again, it's hot, and I don't want to take any
Yeah.
chance on anybody just passing out or anything like that. But
Yeah.
um, but that's what I've been doing outside of work, and that's really about it, man. And
That's awesome.
I haven't had a whole lot of time to do also my separate as far as like my content creating.
Yeah.
Had a whole lot of time on that as far as my videos. I did get some good news today. Uh, it's a festival, well not a festival. It's a convention called DreamHack.
Yeah.
I actually I got a invite as a creator, which is a big first for myself. So I'm
Oh yeah.
excited for that. It's in Atlanta. Yeah, it's in Atlanta. So it's like it's a Halloween weekend, but it's like a big convention for like gamers,
Yeah.
cosplayers, things of that nature. So I'm super excited to be going. And
Oh
because I was gonna apply with my with the Gamer Social Club,
yeah.
as media to go, and I was like, well, let me try as a content creator first, just to see
Hmm.
if I can get it. And they sent an email out today, and hey, I got in, so I'm
That's
excited for that, man.
amazing.
So,
That is
yeah,
super
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I know we've got one coming in Columbus. I don't think it's surrounded super much around content creators, but I think it's like more around game development. And I really wanted to go, and I
yeah.
kind of just forgot about it, out of sight, out of mind. And then I'm like,
Oh
oh
man,
shoot, I think it's like a month away, so I think I might have missed the window to try to like apply as media to get in there. But it would be super cool to do something like that. I'm excited for you. That's awesome.
thank you. Yes, yes.
Um,
Listen, I was shocked. I got the email earlier. I stopped what I was doing. I had to call my cousin, and I was excited. I'm still am, but yeah,
yeah. That is sick.
yeah,
The thing I love hearing about you talk about like sports and coaching and stuff is every experience I've had with coaches my entire life has always been like does it very like crack the whip and breathe down your neck and pushing you to your max capabilities. So I love that like you're so like easygoing, you don't push. It's like they're kids, man. Like
Yeah,
it's
and
not
listen,
that serious.
yeah, they're third graders. Listen, they're third graders. They're 8, 7, 8 year olds. So it's like you want some of them to be to have that competitive spirit and have that attitude and give that effort. So I we get after it a little bit, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna berate you to be out there. Hey,
Yep.
listen, it's hot. I understand. Listen, go get some water, man. Go get
Yep.
some water.
Yep. Yep.
So
And
yeah,
something else you said that like stood out to me was the fact that you were like asking your kid like, "Hey, are you happy with this? Are you still enjoying this?"
yeah,
Because I'll tell you
yeah,
what, I
yeah.
don't know very many other parents who ask their kids that or even care
Oh, listen.
like, "You're gonna be in football and that's what you're gonna do."
I pride myself on not making, trying not to be one of those type of parents, man. I want my kids to know they do have
Yeah.
options. Like
Hmm.
because we tell them all the time, academics is where it's first and foremost before anything else. So sports are extra.
Hmm.
So if we're doing something, I want you to still have fun at it. Even if
Right.
we, like I tell them, we do have to work hard, but I still want you to have fun. If you're having fun and you're still enjoying it, hey, we're doing a good job. So
Right. Absolutely. I'm glad you brought up Death Stranding because I was gonna ask because I remember the last time we talked, you said you were about to go to a hotel with the whole family and you were gonna be trying to play some Death Stranding. Did you ever go back to Stellar Blade? Is that still sitting on the backlog?
that is so. I have not. Once I finish
Yeah.
Death Stranding, I am gonna. Before I do anything else, I told myself I do want to finish Stellar Blade. So once I finish Death Stranding, it's gonna be back to Stellar Blade, and then from there I'll
Yeah.
go to wherever else is
Yeah.
going on. So I've been trying to avoid like anything with that's like single player story driven. So like I'll play multiplayer games
Mhm.
or like the sports games. So I know like I've also recently gotten into the Outlast trials. It's a
Oh, have
horror
you?
survival game.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So I've gotten into that. My cousin talked me in that talked me into it, and it was on sale on PlayStation for like $15 is how much I paid for it,
Real.
and I
Okay.
bought
Yeah.
it. And listen, I I had a time in that game, man. It was just so much fun. I'm running. I tell people, I listen. We playing. If I see somebody coming, I'm gonna tell you they coming, but you're not gonna see where I'm at because I'm hiding by the time.
Now, did you play the original Outlast games like one or two?
Did not,
Okay,
did not.
okay. See, I would be really curious as to if it holds up to the like if how well it translates into a multiplayer type game. But just the simple fact that you're having a blast with it is awesome because I love Outlast, dude. It's top
Okay,
tier for me as far as like horror games. Like it might
yeah,
be my like as an adult, no other game has
mhm,
scared me more. Like actually
yeah,
had me like my heart pumping and I'm freaking out
yeah.
and this is actually terrifying to me. Like the whole game, like you played Resident Evil 8, right?
I have not. I've
Okay.
I've I've watched I watched somebody play it. I know how the game goes. I know the story and stuff like that. So I
Okay.
know. Yeah, yeah.
So
So
you know about the baby then, right? That whole baby scene or like
yeah.
okay.
With
That was probably like that moment in that game, that's pretty much the
mhm,
Outlast series the whole
okay,
entire time.
okay,
So, and that was definitely the strongest part in my opinion of Resident Evil
yeah,
8. I know everybody likes the big tall vampire lady, but I mean, it was alright. Like, I mean,
yeah, yeah.
I feel like it was a little overrated in my opinion, but that's just me. Um, but yeah, I'll talk about what I've been playing for a tiny bit, and then we'll get right into our
Sure,
main
sure.
topic. But yeah, no, I've been continuing to play the same old, same old. Like, there's nothing really new on my end aside from the
Yeah,
Battlefield 6 beta and Killing Floor 3 still in the rotation,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then Expedition 33. I want to talk a little bit about it because
Sure.
boy, we really need to get spoiler cast together for this.
Listen,
Like,
you just let me know when you're ready, and we can
yeah,
definitely talk about it, man. I've done one on my podcast. Me and like four of my friends or three of my friends, we all got together because everybody played it, and it was
hmm,
just so amazing how everyone took something different
yeah,
from the story and everything that was going on, man. So I'm whenever you're ready, Listen, we can have that conversation.
It was just, it was absolutely amazing. So I finished the second act, and I talked a little bit about it last week, but I finished the second act, and
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do everything in the game. I want to, beat Simon. I know about him. I don't know who he is. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on with that. I've already had one thing spoiled for me because I was like trying to look up what the end game content was. So there's another person that I need to fight that I will go unnamed. There's another person I would like to fight, and I know there's a big boss battle. So there's definitely things out there that I still want to do, but
Yeah.
this is the first time I'm feeling like I have felt like the game's a 10 out of 10 the whole time, but this is the first time I'm like, man, the fact that there is no quest log, the fact that there is no direction at all, like, is really hurting my experience with it. Just because I'm like, every time I open it up, it's like I just want to be in the world. It's beautiful, great to live in world, but
Yeah.
I also just it's not how my mind operates. Like I'm not playing games like Hell is Us. I'm not going in and like, oh, I just want to explore and let's see what pops out. No, it's like I know there's things in this game, but I
Yeah.
don't know where they are. And I don't want to have to make the extra effort to look up online where all these things
Yeah. Yeah.
are. And I was
get that.
looking at like the time people were putting into Expedition 33. I've put in 30-ish, maybe 35 hours, somewhere in that time area. And everybody else has put in like 3 to 4 days. And I'm like, man, I beat the game. Is there really that much end game content that it could take me twice as long as I've already put in? And really the thing that has me sticking around is simply wanting to beat Simon and simply wanting to be X person. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm having really hard time motivating myself, especially when every time I open up my console, there's 100 games screaming for my time. So
Absolutely.
but as of right now, I'm just kind of waiting for Shinobi to come out, or I signed up for GameFly. I signed up for GameFly because I was like, you know what? I don't have money right now. There's lots of games coming out I want to try, so this would be a great way for me. I don't know if I'm going to see the Mafia or see Solid Snake because like the way it works is you have to in 30 days in advance be like, I want this game, and then they lock it down for you. But if you just signed up and the game's already out or it's coming out in a week or two, you aren't guaranteed a copy. So I signed up specifically for Mafia and Solid Snake, and I don't know if I'm going to get either of them. So I might have just like threw $20 in the trash can. But I will say I'll be prepared for the other games coming out in September, and because I had kind of checked out of wanting to buy Silent Hill F because I talked about it a little while ago. I'm like, I own Silent Hill 2. I bought it brand new and I never finished it. Like I got barely 3 hours in and I dropped it, and it's like I need to beat that game before I'm out here buying another Silent Hill, you know? So
I get it.
yeah, I don't know. That's kind of been the exciting thing in my life of like, oh, I signed up for GameFly, so let's see how this goes. But yeah, dude, I'm
I've
just
always
in a
wanted
weird
to-
place with Expedition.
I can understand, especially if you beat the game, because I've seen so many people go back in after they've rolled credits, they beat the story, and they'll go back in trying to beat Simon and other bosses or just take out people, and they spend days, like you said, days trying to defeat these people. Or like there's a guy I know, he said he was gonna do a replay and do like a no hit
Oh, hell
replay,
no.
or like he was gonna say all parry. I was like, man, you got it. I don't have that time, and if I did, I still wouldn't be able to do it. So,
oh my
yeah.
gosh, dude, that's hilarious. I there's no way. I spent like 2 or 3 hours just trying to pop that one achievement where you don't take a hit in one battle, and it's like I actually had a really easy time with that guy. I had no problem. I was parrying him fine, but it just takes 1 millisecond of like lacking, and you're just like, Oh, there goes that.
Yeah,
So,
there it is. Yep. Yep.
I don't know. Steve's in the chat. He was talking about Clair Obscur better be game of the year, or I'm throwing hands. He's pulling through with the jokes because he said, I love the games that make you go search because it adds so much layers. It reminds me of my marriage that there is so many layers. That's great. That's great. Thank you, Steve. Oh man. But yeah, okay, so we are going to go ahead and get into our primary topic. So tell me, we got the Battlefield 6 beta that came out last weekend, and it's here again this weekend. And surprise, we're getting like 2 extra days, so it's actually live right now. I had this millisecond of being like, why the hell are we talking about it? Let's go play. But I was like, nah, no, we got this. We only got like 25 minutes left, folks. So, you know, it was that thing of just like, let's keep up with the GSC. We played last weekend. This weekend we talk about it. So, what has been your history with the franchise so far going into Battlefield 6?
So I remember playing. So I was not one of those Battlefield players. I jumped in. I think when they did. I think I jumped in when they went back to, was it World War One or World War Two? Whenever they did, I think it was
Battlefield One was World War One. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I jumped in when they did that one, and I was like, okay, it's all right. Once again, I've always been kind of a Call of Duty guy.
Yeah.
So I jumped in and was like, okay, it's okay. I played a little bit of that. I think I also played a little bit of was it Hardline, Battlefield Hardline?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that game.
I think I ended up buying that one. I bought that one, played through that. Then I didn't buy 2042, but I got into the beta for 2042 early on. So I spent some time in the beta. And I was like,
yeah,
this ain't really it. I'm just gonna stick with Call of Duty. So I played, like I said, I forgot how much I played a lot of the beta when it came out, because I think at that point in time I may not have been playing a whole lot of anything for real. So I spent a lot of time in it because I was just happy to get in the beta. So I was playing, just playing and trying to. So it had some fun stuff, but I'm like, eh. So that's, and I've been told, you mentioned it, but Battlefield Bad Company. And people have told me about that game, and that's one of the games that's just kind of on my like games I want to pick up and play, or just go check out. To play through the story or what have you. So that's one I've always had on my list. But that's kind of been my experience. Now I'll wait till we discuss the move to the current one before I get into
that. Yeah. My history with it so far was I remember it's one of those things where I love talking about core gaming memories, and Battlefield is actually a part of that, because I had a family member who was like super nerdy, and he, like, everybody knew him as the guy who went on eBay and he had like this eBay profile name of like Bid Sniper or whatever, because his PC was like so fast, and his internet was so wicked fast, he'd always be in there like, wow. He'd always be every time you saw him, he'd be bragging about what he just got off eBay. He was loaded, but he was I went to his house one day, and I mean, I was a kid, this was a long time ago, but they let me house sit, I think, or something like that, or they were watching me. One way, somebody was watching somebody. I was alone with his computer, and he's like, "Hey, Nathan, check this game out." And it was Battlefield 1942, something like that. It was like one of the originals on the PC. Yeah. And I remember not having a freaking clue what I was doing. I didn't game on PC. But I just knew this game is so freaking advanced for my skill set. Like, I remember being so lost, and just again, when you're a kid, like, playing games, you don't like tackle them the way they're supposed to be. You just kind of explore, and you're like, wow, look at all this stuff. And that's exactly what I did. I remember just being like in awe of how huge these maps are, and there's tanks and there's helicopters and all this stuff. And like, that was the cool thing to get you in, was the fact that it had tanks and helicopters, and it felt like a Battlefield, right? So Then fast forward handful of years later, Bad Company. I had a cousin tell me about that. He's like, dude, you gotta check this game out. It's grenade launchers. When you shoot a wall, like wall blows up.
Blows,
And I'm
yeah,
like, whoa.
yeah,
So played that game. Then I was there day one for Bad Company 2. And Bad Company 2 just like changed the game. Like I just remember there's not been another game aside from maybe like Halo Reach that got me so immersed. Like I'm not playing with people. I'm not playing with friends. I'm just playing by myself in my room, and I just was so immersed in these games and having these memories still of like certain moments I would have with the game and certain like you got to capture the bomb or you got to set off the bomb. It's actually currently available in the Battlefield 6 beta right now. Um, I think it's Rush. I think that's the one where you like gotta go into the bomb and you gotta arm it, and then the defenders have to disarm it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's complex because this is where the destructibility like really is highlighted because you're sitting there trying to arm the bomb, the walls are caving in around you, now you're out in the open, and 9 times out of 10 that bomb is in the middle of a building. By the end of the match, every time it's like just rubble. And one of the cool things in Bad Company 2 was that you could collapse the building and blow up the bomb that way. But
oh wow,
you had to keep pushing. Like there was 3 points. So it's like you got the first bomb. Now you move on to the second bomb and then the third bomb. By the time you got to the last bomb, it was a little harder. Like you couldn't just simply collapse the building. It required a
yeah,
little more work, which is kind of you could see where they were trying to go with that in Battlefield 2042, but they never made that a core part of, hey, your objective is inside this skyscraper. So as a team, go into the basement and arm, you know, basically take a C4 to all the beams and blow down the building. They didn't do that. But
yeah.
anyways, so yeah, my history with the franchise goes all the way back through there, and I've been there for every game since then. I consider Battlefield Bad Company the first one that I was there for. So Battlefield 1 was great. I ended up liking it a lot more than I did. I thought I would. The campaign, amazing. I would go back any day to play that. Battlefield 5, hated it. Um, with Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 2042, you had the major issues of these maps are extremely wide open. You'd go into these maps and it's like A, you're getting blown up by a tank, B, you're getting sniped, or C, you're traveling 100 billion freaking miles and spending 10 minutes to walk to your destination, and by the time you reach your destination, your teammates have either captured the point or you've been sniped and now you need to walk again. So ever since Battlefield 1, it's kind of become not Battlefield. It's lost its the word the developers are using, DNA. So it's lost a lot of its DNA throughout the years. So yeah, I think that kind of goes well into our impressions of Battlefield 6 beta, right? Because so far for me personally, I wrote up an article. I forgot to attach it in the description. So if you're watching this post live, you can look at the my article in the description below on gamersocialclub.ca. But essentially, so far after what I played last weekend of the beta, it very much feels like they have found it. They've gone back to the DNA.
Yeah.
Battlefield 4 was the last time I had a really, really, really great time with the franchise. I
Yeah,
loved Hardline, but it was just something different. It was switching it up.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
refreshing. I'm not saying it was bad. It was refreshing, but it was Battlefield adjacent.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and Battlefield 4 just it hit it. I loved it. It still had its DNA at that point in time. So with Battlefield 6, I feel like it's given me back that feeling of Battlefield Bad Company 2 of having those moments where I see the bomb and I've got to tear down the building to make it explode. I've got multiple ways to approach something. And when we were playing with Steve, he pointed out, he's like, "Is it kind of like Rainbow Six Siege?" And I'm like, you know what? It's kind of like that in the sense of you are kind of thinking about it strategically when you are going to go do an objective, but also it's not all about the strategy, such like Rainbow Six Siege. Like, it's strictly about strategy and Siege. And this game, it's like I'm simply just trying to take cover, and I can barely do that because the whole entire alleyway is caving in around me. Or you know,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's so intense, like all the time. And camping is a hard task to do. Camping in and of
Very
itself,
much so.
it's a skill. It's a skill. Like
Yeah.
it is you feel like a sniper rather than a camper, or like you're cheating
Yeah.
the game or
Yeah.
whatever. So um but yeah, I know you're gonna talk about it, but like, you know, it is that thing of it's a very different tone from Call of Duty. So with
Yeah.
that being said, what were your impressions of the beta?
So, play like I said, played some last week. Jumped in a little bit before we started, and I really like it. And coming from someone who's played, like I'm not a huge Call of Duty player, but I enjoy Call of Duty. I get my moments where I have that itch that I want to jump in, and I like the speed of Call of Duty, you know, and I can run through and say the like I one of my main two weapons in Call of Duty. I love the Kimbo pistols. I like having the dual, you know, the pistols and the shotgun. I'll get the assault rifle and do all this stuff every now and again, but I like those. So I'm used to running. So I like to move quick and or whatever. So um this little different, a little different. You do have to kind of have to watch it back. You can't, like you said, you can't camp. I noticed I just tried the sniper class, and I'm took a shot at somebody, hit them, and try to move to a different point. And soon as I got to a different point, I'm getting ready to shoot at somebody else. I'm getting shot in the back by one of their teammates or what have you. But I'm enjoying it. I really like it. Um, can't say I will say I'm not gonna be like, oh, Battlefield is this it for me. Like, it is fun. It is really fun. And when I jumped in last week, I completely forgot that the buildings could be demolished.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sitting there in one building shooting at somebody, and the wall, you can hear it, and like I look over, like it's clear. Like,
Yeah.
oh, when did hole get done? Like it was.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of forget when you're shooting at somebody, you're like, "Oh, I'll just blow you out of there."
I completely forgot, and it happened to me early. I'm shooting at somebody across the way. Dude's in the building, and he's up. So I'm down on the first floor, like on the ground floor. He's on the second or third level, and I'm shooting at him. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. So I had I forgot what class I had, but I had the rocket launcher. So
Yeah.
put on my rocket launcher, get him in my sights. I shoot. Less than 5 seconds later, the building I'm in, the front of the building, is just blown up. I'm like, what? I shot at him.
That's awesome.
But it is really fun, man. I've been trying to tell everybody that, you know, if you can get in the beta, go check it out. I know I have one of my best friends. He is a huge Battlefield person. So I'm not sure if I haven't talked to him, so I'm not sure if he's gotten to play. But listen, it is so much fun, and I really like it right now. So
Yeah. So we were messaging back and forth a little bit about like how it feels and stuff, and how are you adjusting to the feeling of Battlefield after being Call of Duty so long?
I'm starting to get it. Like I'm getting used to because I jumped because last week first couple of matches didn't get any kills. Today when I jumped in, I was still that first match, I was like, I didn't kill anybody. I was like, oh no. So the next match I got in, I was like, okay, I found, got the assault rifle. I think I was running with the assault rifle class or whatever. But I'm getting used to my aim is getting more steady, and I'm getting used to like shooting and putting them down now. So I'm getting used to that, getting used to the speed. That's like I said, that's still a little bit. That's probably the hardest thing because I'm so used to running and sliding and stuff like that. So I'm getting used to that part, not doing that part. But I really like it. I'm adjusted to the speed. I like the feel of the guns. The sniper. Like I was once again tried the sniper, and just you feel like you're not actually shooting something, but you like the recoil and all that. Like you get that feeling, and it feels good, man.
Yeah.
Same way with the assault rifle and things of that nature. But I'm really liking it, and I like I said, I feel like I'm adjusting pretty well. If I play a little bit, like if I jump back in this weekend and play a little bit, a couple more hours of it, I'll pretty be well adjusted for the most part. But I'm adjusting well. I like the speed. I'm getting used to the speed. I do like the speed of it. I like the feel of the weapons.
Yeah. That was something I was listening to the news pod it was a week or two ago when Mark was on there, and it was of course last week because that was when the beta was going on. He had mentioned how he had hopped in for a match, and he's a big Battlefield player, and he was saying he hopped in and he's like, that lack of Omni movement just really hit me. And I just immediately put it down, went back into Warzone for a little bit. And I was like, yeah. So honestly, I think that's a good segue into our next question. As far as how do you think it's going to be, how it's going to land with the public? I know Steve's here. He's in the chat. He said, I love Battlefield. It's modern combat. The idea of dying and being able to respond as anyone was really dope. So I think that is a good point because it is the thing of when I think about why is it so immersive to me and why do I have such a good time playing by myself? It's like, well, it's because when you get down, it is important for you to pick up your teammates because as attackers, you're running off of lives. And when you run out of lives, you lose the match. So reviving, medics, using defibrillators, all of that stuff is very important. Picking up teammates is rewarding to your scoreboard. So you're constantly wanting to make sure to grab your teammates. It helps you in the long run. It helps everybody. And when I get downed, I don't always just immediately hit like respawn right now because I'm kind of like looking around me to see like, okay, is there somebody around who can get me real quick? And it is like, oh, okay, you're dragging me. Oh, like the new feature where you can drag the body and then heal them. Absolutely phenomenal. I really, really love that because it's given a lot more people courage, including myself, to actually try to revive people. Granted, some people will just literally like crouch on your dead body and just keep waiting. Like they're in their own thing. So, there is that, but like, let's talk about the lack of Omni movement and talk about how different this is as a military shooter. Cause I know when we played it, last weekend, I had mentioned how I'm like, this is more of like a military simulator as opposed to a run and gun. And I feel like I've got the two games installed on my Xbox because one game on Call of Duty, I am looking to see who can have the best reflexes and who's the fastest. And that's the experience I'm going for. I'm looking for a fast dopamine hit. But with Battlefield, I'm looking to be immersed in a world. I'm looking to put my headset on and hear the explosions around me. I'm like looking to try to play a 40-minute match and really dedicate myself to that. And I think that's where a lot of people seem to have a disconnect with the franchise, is because the 40-minute time span to play a conquest match is... That's rough. And when you feel like you're such a small part of a big battle, it just doesn't feel like you've contributed much, or it doesn't feel
Yeah,
like
you get like that.
yeah. But I didn't find myself feeling that way with the Battlefield 6 beta. Um, so how do you feel like this is going to land for you? And I mean, I know you kind of already answered that a little bit, um,
Yeah.
but how do you feel like it's going to land for everybody else and yourself?
For me, so I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it right off or
Hmm.
buy it right at the gate when it gets released, but I I know a lot of people that one are Battlefield players who were Battlefield players initially, and when 2042 kind of went bad, they eventually they tried to find something else. Some of them went over to Call of Duty. Some of them, found other stuff to just help bide their time, and some of them just stopped playing. Period.
Hmm.
Um, and the way it's looking, I'm happy that I think it's going to land really well because the way it's looking right now, and granted, there are some things that they need to tweak, just a few things they need to tweak or whatever. But once again, this is a beta.
Hmm.
So, and that's what this
Yeah.
is for, is for testing. You provide, hopefully, if anybody that, you're playing in the beta, you get a chance, please provide your feedback to EA. But, they're doing that. And I think this is going to land really well. There's a lot of people that's looking for that alternative to Call of Duty. They're looking to have that original Battlefield back. So I think it's gonna land really well. They have a good game right now with like I said, everything that I've played in the beta. I'm having fun. Like I said, once again, Call of Duty guy, but still I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm adjusted to the speed. Like I love the feel of it. I love the movement. Like I said, get used to not having the Omni movement, but everything else, it still feels good. It's still the movement is still good. It's still smooth. All of that. So I think it's gonna land really well when it does drop.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we got one more thing to kind of cover about
Sure.
all of this, because I know you got to get out of here in just a couple minutes. So,
Yeah, I can push. We can push it to about 8. Yeah.
oh,
So
okay,
yeah.
okay. So it was, it's going really well for Battlefield.
Yeah.
I think what you are saying, it's going to happen. I think, in my opinion, I think we're going to see this game do really well. It's
Yeah.
getting such good reception. Today, the news broke that like they've already hit like 1 million players or something in the beta. There's
Yeah.
a ton of people engaging with this stuff. Um, so the issue here is, and the reason like this episode is titled "But Is It Good Enough," is because now I want to again, I want to harken back to the fact that we are Gamer Social Club. We do not report on rumors. Um, but there is some, I want to talk about the fact that Game Rant and some other outlets have talked about some of the higher ups at EA are looking for Battlefield 6 to hit 100 million players. I can link the article into the description below so you all like can see it for yourself, or you guys can go look it up. But they're wanting to eventually, maybe not right on release date, hit 100 million players. Um, that is insanely ambitious, and let me tell you the audience exactly why. Um, there are only a few games that have passed 100 million players. PUBG Mobile, free to play. Call of Duty Warzone, free to play. Fortnite, free to play. Minecraft, well, that one's $20, but it's also like
It's Minecraft.
it's
That's
Minecraft.
listen. It's like at this point when Minecraft, all you got to say is Minecraft, and
Yeah,
that's like that speaks for itself.
exactly, exactly. Honestly, I'm just surprised not to see Roblox on this list. But Diablo series, the series has hit
Yeah.
100 million players, and even with that being said, there's like that's also like over a decade old, and like I'm failing to see some really really big names on here like crap. What's that? Warcraft,
Warcraft.
yeah.
World of Warcraft.
World of
Yeah.
Warcraft, yes. So it's like there are some of those things on there. And again, like I said, with every single one of those titles, they were free to play. And
Yeah.
Call of Duty, like that specific was Warzone. Yes, Call of
And,
Duty is on Game Pass, but Call of Duty
and
itself isn't even passing those numbers.
correct. You mentioned Warzone. Warzone is also where on mobile as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to think about it. Like you mentioned PUBG Mobile, like PUBG and the mobile, like that. We've they've mentioned it, and I'm not sure if we guys have talked about it. But like mobile is another major player now. A lot of people a lot of people forget about it, but the mobile side of it is another major player. So when you got regular Warzone plus Warzone is free, then you add in the mobile aspect of it, and people nowadays who don't have time to sit in front of their consoles or who don't have the ability to sit in, they can play the Warzone mobile on the go. That's adding more. So it's like it's free, it's available on your phone. Listen, like that's another aspect of what of that. But just to kind of answer the question, or answer or speak on the them wanting 100 million players, man, it's extremely ambitious, and I'm not gonna say they won't hit it. However, I think it's highly unlikely, especially when it's speaking of timing.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because one, this game is not going to be free. Two,
Yep.
if this game is successful, which I think it will be, we're going to get another version of this game 3 to 5 years from now. If depending on what they do, like I said, maybe not 3 to 5. Let's go. I'll say 2 to 4. If this is really successful this year, maybe they ride this out till 2027, and we get a new Battlefield 7 or whatever the case may be at that point in time. And so this game, if it does hit it, it's going to be a decade from now where people are just playing it. I don't know. Will there be a single player campaign? Are they going to do a single player campaign with
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield 6? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So you may have people going back playing this game years from now when it's on sale, especially if the campaign is good. So if the campaign is good, then that'll be another aspect. So I will say it's just highly unlikely depending on the time frame. But hey, a decade from now, people playing and the campaign is good. Like, hey man, you should play Battlefield 6 campaign. Oh, really? So
Yeah.
It's there, but
they're gonna have. I know they're bringing Battle Royale. Like that's not even a rumor. We have reported on that. They are bringing Battle Royale, but it's coming via the Battlefield portal, which is an in-game thing. So I could see like, hey, a year or two from now, they pop it on sale and hey, we added Battle Royale. There's never been a better time to hop in, and we're also got a new season of all this new cool looking content. But at the end, it's like it always comes back to money, and $70 for a game dropping within moments of Ghost of Yotai, Pokemon Z through A. Granted, it's a totally different thing, totally different genre, but when you've also got, I bet money that the next Call of Duty is going to drop at the end of October. That's gonna be another thing that's like are people even gonna be talking about Battlefield at the end of October?
That is the thing. That's the thing, because I know when people they dropped the numbers that Battlefield had peak numbers, like the highest numbers, like I think it had more peak numbers than Call of Duty did on Steam. And then people were touting that. It was like, oh, look what Battlefield did and such and such. First off, it was a free to play beta.
Yep.
So let's get that out the way. Also, Battlefield hasn't been good and hasn't been around in years. So if it's a beta, it's good, it's free to play, and people are talking about it, hey, you know what? Let's go jump in and check this out real quick. So those numbers are great, and I'm happy it did get that. But like I said, will it last?
Yeah.
Is there staying power to this?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I mean, that's I know when I was listening to Kind of Funny, they were talking about the fact of like Halo Infinite. Everybody was like, Halo's back, baby. And it didn't have the staying power. And I think,
Correct.
and that was a free to play game. And that, I mean, like, I'm freaking out about it because I'm like, man, I really, really hope that this is just some dumbassery going on in corporate world and that this is all just a bunch of baloney and we can just shrug it off our shoulders. But unfortunately, we live in a really brutal industry where people who are making game of the years are getting laid off or getting their studios closed. And EA has put 4 studios on this game. 4 studios. It is Battlefield Studios, not DICE. So when you take all this into account and you take all the money they're throwing into this, the fact that yes, we're seeing some record-breaking numbers on the beta right now. 1 million, 2 million. They're looking to get 100. It's like that's impressive to us, but is it impressive
Yeah.
to EA is the question. And my
That's the
fingers
thing.
crossed for the best of those teams, for those development teams.
Yeah.
I really hope though everything's going to be working out fine for them.
I agree. I agree, man. And it's because I missed it last week, but I saw somebody pointed out where I can't remember we reported on it, but it was like the first Kazan where the higher ups got bonuses, but the
Yeah.
developers didn't. Like
Oh my
we're at a
gosh.
point like it is so that's a discussion for another day. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying like game is getting crazy and it's it it's a lot. I don't even want to not going to jump into it, but yeah, it's just
Yeah.
yeah. But these and I've said it before. Even I mentioned that on one of my videos or TikTok of just people who don't work on the game. You need to learn to just be quiet.
Yeah.
Keep and it is my like where are the PR specialists? Where's somebody in the office? Hey, but look, such and such is coming to interview somebody. Get Bob, take him to lunch, and keep him far away from these people. Do not let Bob talk to these people. Like they know this person, they're gonna say, stop putting the mic in their face, man.
Yeah.
Like it's like like in sports, the dude just ran, caught an interception, ran the ball back, scored,
Yeah.
ran 70 yards. And the first thing a reporter wants to do is stick a mic in his face. Hey man, how did you see the ball coming? Hold on. Hey, so I was just reading the quarterback side. Like you,
Oh.
don't let that person talk right now.
No.
Like just keep them away from the mic. Like he's gonna say
Yeah.
something crazy.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it more and more. Like when what's the Battlefield guy? I can't think it's not Battlefield. Borderlands guy, Randy Pitchford.
Oh,
When
yes.
he mentioned, hey, maybe listen, I understand what you're saying. However,
Maybe
that's
shut the
not a
fuck
better
up.
way to say it. Yes, or just not say anything at all.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Want to get the mic from Randy?
Yeah. Oh, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's definitely like I think the whole entire world felt pissed off by that tweet. So that's ridiculous, man. Okay, do you have I know it's time, so do you have any closing thoughts, or if you don't, you just give your plug-in?
Sure. Just closing thoughts real quick. I will once again, Battlefield needs to be successful as far as not in the light of like I guess money wise or financially it does need to hit, but just in a gaming space, we need games like this. Call of Duty needs a competitor, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a major big competitor. Like it just needs somebody that's gonna be there, that's gonna drive them to also be innovative, be more like listening to the feedback of the actual people who play the game and think all of that. We need Battlefield. I think any game, especially like a yearly game, they need some type of competition to help. Hey, okay, give players an alternative, but also keep it to where okay, I'm not just putting out the same slop every year. I'm not making minimal things or minimal adjustments and putting the game out there, man. So we need Battlefield to be good. We need it to be somewhat successful, to have a healthy gaming space for those type of games, for those first person shooters. We need Battlefield back. We need a good Battlefield back, and like I said, as of right now, it looks like we're going to get that. Now, no telling what happens, what EA may do. Like I said, and I was just giving EA a little props, and then you do something like the article you just brought up, where there was you get people saying stuff like that. So, but yeah, and then just gonna plug. I am the Husky Hokage everywhere. Once again, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. Even my YouTube, and everything like that, man. Also, you can find me here writing every now and again when I have the time at Gamer Social Club, CA. But yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, I agree with you. And just to kind of give my closing thoughts, yeah, no, there needs to be a diversity. There needs to be like the competitor to Call of Duty. I'm not going to say anything that you haven't already said, other than Battlefield is going to be a live service. Live service it. Keep servicing it. Don't if you've got 4 teams on it, like, okay, my whole point in bringing up any of this stuff about the 100 million player count and like expectations and stuff, if that's true, I just hope they open their eyes, or like that when this drops and they see the success, that it's going to be good enough, and they don't say, hey, let's lay everybody off. They say, hey, we've got 4 studios on this. Maybe we only need 1. Maybe we only need 2 to keep it serviceable, to keep the content coming through. Do the things that I was just saying, as far as, not that I'm like the guy, the master of knowing what to do, but do what I was saying as far as like, next year, drop a sale with the season, with the Battle Royale, get the player base back in, keep people engaged, or like, understand people are not playing your game right now. They're playing Grand Theft Auto 6 next year. And then when that ties down a little bit, then you come up with a new update. And, don't give in. Another thing I would say is don't give in to this whole entire Call of Duty and getting the crazy ass skins, right? Like hey, we're going to have all these weird skins because people are really loving Battlefield for the realism and for the fact that it is very military-like. So if I know I already said it, but like, money talks, and I worry that they're going to expect bigger sales. Good night, honey. I love you. I'm worried that they're going to expect bigger sales from microtransactions, but they're going to be like, oh, but if we made this guy a shiny blue chrome, that's going to bring in a lot of money, and then they would lose that feeling. So here's to crossing our fingers that like they don't give into that and like wanting to. But yeah, I also wanted to make sure that I mentioned that, because that's a concern I have. I love the realism. I feel like a lot of people are giving Battlefield props for not giving in. Don't give in. Just don't give in. But
I agree with you 100%. And listen, they do not have to be Call of Duty. Like I tell anybody, like Marvel, DC does not have to be Marvel to be successful. Battlefield does not have to be Call of Duty to be successful. Do stay, know your lane, know your role, and stay in your lane. Like it's simple. It's simple. You see what people like about you. You don't have to do the crazy skins. Leave that for Call of Duty. Let them do that. You don't have to do that. So that's it, man. I agree with you 100%.
I love it. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I love it. Preach. All right. Well, I am also One Hot Dragon everywhere. Find us in the Discord. We're talking games, and gamersocialclub.ca. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel for the Girl Pod and the News Podcast. Both really great shows. Got a lot of cool stuff going on. Thank you so much.
Check them out. The Girl Pod is awesome, the News Pod. I watched the first episode. I got to go watch the rest of them, but they're awesome, man. I love those two together.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We hope that you have a great rest of your week playing video games, and we will see you back here next Friday for something video game related as usual. I'm pretty I don't know, it might be Assassin's Creed Syndicate, like it might be the next thing in the Assassin's Creed franchise. We'll see. Until then, farewell.